Shalom. I'm going to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Chai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. I'm going to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. And I'm going to say Shalom to the elect, the 144,000, along with the 1/3 men, women, and children. I'm going to say Shalom. Today, I'm going to title this lesson, The Lord is on His Way Back. Because, there's a lot of things going on in the world. You hear rumors of war. You got these floods in the Midwest. You got the floods in South Dakota, Africa. You got the toads down here in South Florida. So, the Lord is on His way back. I'm going to read a couple articles, and Lord willing, to be edifying. So I'm going to start with this article. Midwest floods threaten ethanol supply, could affect prices at the pump. And it reads, Kansas City, Missouri. As waters from last week, catastrophic floods in the Midwest began to recede, people are getting a chance to assess the damages in the region. Several people have lost their homes, farms, and livestock. In Nebraska alone, farmers and ranchers face up to $880 billion in losses, but the consequences of the devastation are being felt beyond the heartland. Several railroad tracks are damaged, affecting the shipments of ethanol and, in turn, potentially raising gas prices weeks before summer driving season. So this is gonna affect. It don't matter if you live in down south or all the way up in California. This flood that's happening in the Midwest. That's gonna affect everybody. The whole United States. And it reads, it is going to impact our pocketbooks. It is also going to impact our environment, says Rayman, I'm not sure the last name, energy officer at the University of Houston. It reads, ethanol is an alternative fuel commonly made from the corn. It is typically shipped out of the Midwest by the train or trucks to coastal refineries like those in Texas. The product is then blended with refinery-made fuel so it can meet the renewable fuel standard. So this flood, that's happening in the Midwest, like I said, that's going to affect everybody. Get another article. So this is another flood that's happening in Africa. I'm gonna read a little bit of this article, not all of it. People in parts of Zimbabwe and Malawi are now picking through the wreckage left behind by Cyclone Idai, a Category 4 storm that brought weeks of rain, floods, and high winds at a swath of southeastern Africa. Mozambique was hit especially hard. About 450 people died in Mozambique, 260 in Zimbabwe, and 55 in Malawi, according to preliminary estimates from officials. Rescue workers say that thousands more in coastal areas of Mozambique may have been swept out to the sea as the floodwaters rose. Their bodies may never be found. So this is the Most High. This is the Most High is doing this work. At least 3 million people were affected by the devastation, said Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General of the United Nations. He called it one of the worst weather-related catastrophes in the history of Africa and urged the international community to send relief and funds quickly. He called Cyclone Idea an uncommonly fierce and prolonged storm that is yet another alarm bell about the dangers of climate change, especially in vulnerable at-risk countries. So that point was there. Most High is doing is putting judgment. 450 people died in Mozambique, 260 died in Zimbabwe, and 55 in Malawi. The most High, He's sending judgment onto this earth. You know. Got another article I'm gonna read, and this is in South Dakota. Another severe flooding. It hits South Dakota American Indian Reservation. Floods reads flooding that has hit parts of the Midwest hard has nearly paralyzed an American Indian reservation in southern South Dakota, swamping roads, trapping people in homes, and cutting off water supplies to thousands. Thousands of people right now can't even get to their water supplies. The situation on the sprawling Pine Ridge Reservation was improving Tuesday, but 2 weeks of severe flooding could put the Oglala Sox tribe in recovery mode for months, if not longer, and deal a serious blow to its economy. This is going to have a devastating effect on us, I feel, he said. The tribe is utilizing any and all of its resources to try to help the communities that have been impacted. I'm trying to get the key points on this. Okay, Beer Running 33 said it's the worst flooding he have seen, and that some tribal elders say they haven't seen so much water since they were children. He said the tribe was still on the borderline of emergency Tuesday with flood waters receding, but many tribal members still don't have easy access to pharmacies, medication, grocery stores, anything to help sustain themselves. The tribe estimates as many as 8,000 people have had water supply disrupted, and another 2,000 have been hampered or trapped by floodwater. So that's 10,000 people, alone just in South Dakota. 3 people who suffered medical problems died before ambulance slowed by floodwaters could get to them. The tribe said though it released no other details, Governor Kristi Noem sent National Guard soldiers to the reservation over the weekend to help distribute drinking water after flood waters washed out a rural water line. The state also sent a water rescue team to help move some tribal residents from isolated homes. The soldiers ended their work Monday after the water line was prepared and water service restored. They distributed about 9,500 gallons of water in several communities. The Most High, He's visiting this place. I think I got one more article, and then I'm going to get a couple scriptures. Okay, now these about the toads here in South Florida. The tiny toad, poisonous toads, taking over Florida yards. The cane toad's invasion of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, began according to one resident with a few toads in her pool last Thursday. We weren't sure what they were, so we removed them. She told the Palm Beach Post Friday morning it was like a mass exodus of toads, baby toads. And it's the picture right here, of the toads, all these toads that was in her, that was in her backyard. All of her. And photographs, tiny amphibian bodies swarm a swimming pool, clambered up walls, and carpeted a hallway. Countless toads, so numerous and overwhelming that the residents of the Palm Beach Gardens needed to call in help. Trying to get some key points. Okay, this is a little bit about the cane toads and why they're so dangerous. Cane toads can pose a particular danger because the adult ones shoot toxins from their back when attacked. The tiny, just metaphor toads don't carry enough toxin to be deadly yet, but big adult ones can easily send a dog into a seizure or even kill it. The toxins is very vicious and would stick inside the dog's mouth, says Steve Johnson, a wildlife ecologist at the University of Florida. Owners should try to wipe out an affected dog's mouth and immediately take it to the vet. Nevertheless, there are reports of brave or foolhardy dogs licking cane toads to get a brief high. Multiple cane toads expert told me sternly that this is not recommended for humans. You know, all right, so that was it on these articles, and I'm gonna get some scriptures, and Lord willing, this to be edifying. So I'm gonna start with Luke chapter 21 and verse 11, and reads, "And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven." So we hear about earthquakes, in these diverse places, and famines. Famines is coming. Especially from the Midwest. Midwest is like the food belt of America. And pestilence. These floods, these toads that's happening. That's a signs of these pestilence. And these signs, they coming from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Because he said he's gonna send plagues to Egypt, and America is modern day Egypt. So these signs, these floods that's in Africa, the Midwest, South Dakota, these are signs from, the Most High, Yahweh, So, the Lord is on his way back, because all these signs, is, there's signs that, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, he's coming back to redeem his people, and, to kill 2/3 of our people, and, to put these heathens in slavery. We just had the super moon on March 22nd, I believe, and those is those are signs, that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, he's coming back, to redeem his elect, the 1/3, and he gonna smite, he gonna kill 2/3 of our people, first, and he's gonna do away with these heathens and put these elites into slavery. get another scripture, another precept. Get Matthew chapter 24, and let me see. I'm gonna start with Matthew 24 and 6. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So every time you turn on the news, you hear rumors of war. The U.S. getting into it with Russia. Putin. It's we in the midst of war with all these other nations. We got North Korea, South Korea, China. You hear rumors of war, every day. And verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places, And we hearing that, every day, there's a disaster. Yahweh is putting these pestilence, onto this earth. Earthquakes. We hear about earthquakes, almost every week you hear about an earthquake in diverse places. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, he's on his way. And these are signs from the heavens that, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is on his way. And, especially this bugged out weather, up north, it's 25 degrees one day, and then it's 75 degrees the next day, So these are just signs from the heaven, that, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is on his way. The earth, the earth is mourning right now. So, that's how Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, he's on his way. I got one more precept, and then I'm going to close it out. The 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, and starting with verse 11. And it reads, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretch out arm and smite Egypt with plagues. This is modern day Egypt. You got the Israelites in bondage. This is modern day Egypt as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, he's slowly but surely, taking America down. You giving them jab shots. Then next thing you know, it's gonna be a haymaker. These earthquakes that he's sending in these diverse places, these floods, those are the little jabs. The haymaker gonna come soon, which is them missiles. And verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. So America, America, they mourning right now. You got Edomites going against Edomites right now. So America, which is known as modern day Egypt, it's right now, it's like I said, it's getting hit with little jabs. Midwest with these floods. We got the toes down here in Florida. So the Lord is slowly but surely, he's putting this place. He's mourning. He's putting this place into mourn. So that was it on this video. I just wanted to bring out them articles, and Lord willing, this video was edifying. I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. I'm gonna give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth And I'm going to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000, along with the one-third men, women, and children. I'm going to say shalom to the next lesson.